one of the mentor
Okay, good.
who will be just a second. Okay. Okay, so I'm one of the mentor. I've been with ASTEP from a long time. It's been around 12 years now into the industry,
Okay,
out of which around 5 years earlier I spent in the aerospace domain.
okay,
So by my studies, I'm a aircraft maintenance engineer in
okay,
avionics
okay,
stream.
okay, good.
So that I completed in 2010,
Mm-hmm.
and so started working with aerospace as a technical writer.
Mm-hmm.
And after 5 years, I uh, joined ASTEP as a general manager, and I worked with ASTEP for 2 years. And then I switched my industry and I came to IT, majorly because I had to move my city. So earlier I was in Bangalore, then I shifted to Delhi now.
Okay, okay,
So when I came to Delhi, I basically changed my industry from aerospace to IT. And I've been working into IT as a technical writer
okay,
from approximately 6 years now.
okay.
So that's
Great.
all about me. Mhm.
Yeah, so I'll introduce myself. So my name is Challa Prabhu. So I started my career in IT quite long time. So I came to Pune when I was working for CDAC, Center for Development of Advanced Computing. So I was also a part of the first release of the supercomputer under the guidance of Department of Electronics and was initiated by Rajiv Gandhi then. Then I moved to US. I worked with Xerox Corporation for their some programming in means in the I was in the programming for some time. So I was delivering products based on Microsoft Office VBA. So they were using $500 application like Microsoft Office to deliver application instead of Visual Basic Studio. Then I moved to I was then I came back and I joined CDAC, the same, joined FIS. I think it's a financial domain. Then I moved to Avaya, the telecom domain. So I was awarded the Microsoft Most Valuable Professional for few products. So that was a turning point that actually took me to make people understand what a product is and how domain knowledge can be learned from the product itself. Because that time there was a CDMA and GSM mobiles, and people were really not clear about what those mobile devices, what those technology was, unless the mobile network came. So those things became very clear how they actually work. And so actually, my thing is always you work on a domain knowledge on a product and go deep into and get the insight of it. You can always get some product domain as well as product knowledge. So one of the best example that I can say is Microsoft. Maybe other companies do have and are there, but from only migration product, if I see best in the industry is from desktop level application like Microsoft Office before Windows, after Windows, and then as a software plus service, and then to the cloud. And today they are into Azure. That phase is only one company has got that the transition and migration from desktop to enterprise to cloud. So if I've been working in that if I've been working in this for quite a long time, then I'm sure I must also be getting a lot of analogy from whatever other products are taken. So now we are into cloud. So there were times when people used to say that when Java came, Microsoft will no longer be there. When Sun Microsystem was having the Java then. So people say something, but for us as a technical writer or any other person, we have to understand what is the purpose of using any software application. See, earlier there was a pull down menu in Microsoft Office, then it came to a ribbon type application. So as a technical writer, we have to always keep asking questions as to why, because you also have to grow along with the industry. Otherwise, you get stagnant. Just like the Microsoft and other companies are fighting among them in the US itself, we also have to keep ourselves catching up with the technology and advancement. Because there's always a peer. So new students who are coming from college will always have a current technology, and the person who is working in the industry may be there for quite a long time, but will not have exposure to many other industries. You must have seen that after mobile has come, disconnected services has become very important more than the connected services. That's my intention. That's my thing. So currently I'm working as a freelancer for some companies. Like in Bangalore, I work for AI. for Singularity Net. That, so Sophia is one of the artificial intelligence platform there. Then slowly what happens, like we came all the way. We also had a lot of things that we have seen, but we never knew this will transform into a big technology today. And what happened during COVID when we were there in the house, AI came out with a chatbot, and then all this stuff came into it. Chat GPT came into it. So this started creating some fear for some people as to whether they would get a job or whether they would get a sustainable job. But those are part of the technology, right? They cannot. They are there for some purpose, and they are there because they want to make a more robust machine that can also learn. So AI has been there for quite a long time. It has been there when IBM made the first when Gary Kasparov uh, lost with the IBM supercomputer. That was the day when a lot of machine learning things were coming up. Mostly this technology were all available at the high-end workstation before internet. So after internet had come and the speed of the internet has become very fast, a lot of services has come inside, like a sort of APIs and all the services. Like earlier, what we used to call as if you open a Word document, you say file, insert, delete, and they're all functions and functions. Today we call them all services, so that they could be reused and we created one more application like PowerPoint without writing the same functionality and features what was written for Microsoft Word. So reusability is the key these days. Okay, so is there and but one thing I would say last for even if for the last 60 years since IT had come, there is always a crude. There is no application without a crude operation. 99% of the application that you're using will definitely have crude operation. That is like you create, you retrieve, then you modify and delete. That is there even whether you are using Microsoft Word and saving a file, creating a file and modifying a file and saving a file and deleting a file. The same thing will be there even for like a ICICI bank or insurance company where they'll create an account for you, they maintain transactions for you, and they'll also you go on modifying the transaction as and when you withdraw the money, and then after when you are no longer when you have closed the account with them, they'll delete the account. This operation is 99% all the application will still have, be it Instagram, be it Facebook. You have to go and register and you have to open an account. Then finally you come out of it. So that's one thing, because there should not be any fear for any people, and that's what I'm here telling that you are in the right time, because when we were working here, everything is very separated, like network was separated, application were on the desktop. We unless you come to the office and work, we cannot deliver anything. Then there used to be a lot of uh, application and features were very different. You go to one conference, they will talk about the 8.0 version. In office you have 6.0, you have to ask your manager that you have to update and install. So all this were there those days. And similarly now if you see, it's very easy for you. You need not have to install anything. Okay, you can just have, you have to use only one instance of an application, and whenever that application keep changes, you get the latest version of the software here. So what is the current scenario here is everyone should be a little bit more proactive in understanding how the technology works, and why should we, because if you talk about a mobile is a device for communication. It's also for video and photograph. It's also for audio. It's also for video. Then it also got Bluetooth. It's a connectionless device, identifying similar products with the same Bluetooth enabled. So if you see all this, the technology is in the there, and the speed at which the product is getting delivered is, people are Samsung and other people are doing coming out with new ideas, new wireframe, new user interface, new programming, and they are coming out to release a product quickly in less than 6 months. Those things are very fast, because we used to have waterfall method those days, which used to take 1.5 years to deliver any output. Like railway reservation in those days was one of the biggest applications to develop those days. It used to take 3-4 years because it was a waterfall method. It used to follow a set of stages. Now today it is agile methodology. Like they can deliver anything, and at the same time they can also can refract that functionality and add new functionality. They can also keep monitoring and then rate those APIs and see which APIs are doing very well. So, and then all the ranking those APIs. Then all this has become so much that the today's software development cycle is totally very different than what I was at 10, 15 years back. So you're in the right thing. But next, second question is the salary. Salary part will always be tricky because you need to have at least a 3 4 technology with you, right? But you should understand them because you can't escape. So you have to have networks. Otherwise, if you say that my mobile is very slow today, instead of saying that, if you tell that my mobile, then I think the network is slow. I think the bandwidth is small. The data transmission is very slow. If you use those network terminologies, then you build your network knowledge and domain. Then you also should know, you have your laptop with you. You have to just say, how is it that for every laptop that I come and type it to google.com, it goes to google.com, because I'm not connected to anything, right? I'm not connected to an office, but I have a laptop with me. But then how does it go? So you have to know about some DNS server, because you have to know how it works, why is it there, what different types of servers, and you also have to little bit know about the storage server. Very important, because if something goes down, if the Google goes down tomorrow, it may not go down, but in case if it go down, will it go down? The question is that no, it won't, because they have a storage facility, they have a cluster computing. So these little things are needed. Earlier we used to be more worried about telling that, okay, when Microsoft Word crashed, so where is the temporary file? Where is that file stored? Because it's very limited. We're only talking about Apple, Macintosh, and not much of Linux, but desktop level application. Now we are talking about cloud-based application. So you have to be a little bit be more proactive in this. Second, we today it's all software as a service. So you go and download something from the Google app and start working on it. The configuration is all taken care of by the application itself. Earlier, I have to install, I have to configure, and then I have to deploy it. So this becomes very difficult for me. But today, it's all happening fast by itself. And then you're also going out of the boundaries. Means like it's not just a sales representative in a company uh, goes out of for sales to Bangalore. Saturday, Friday and Saturday, if it is a holiday, he need not have to unnecessarily stay in the hostel, in the lodge, and pay for 2 days. He can still get connected to certain APIs in the cloud, where you could get the real-time data about what is the status of the products that are manufactured in the company. He could commit something and keep proceeding. He can also find out whether the inventory is there, for what are inventory there, how is the payment done, which are the inventories that are coming into the office. All these are there today for him. So he need not have to worry. He need not have to be there in a particular place for more than 2 days. And there is then you also should notice that whenever you use a web browser, the web browser today is not is the same. Okay, so what changed actually? Nothing actually changed, right? But the same browser has been there for the last 15, 20 years, the same Internet Explorer or something like that. But what actually changed, if you observe, that the very first web 1.0 was a static page. So second 2.0 was an interactive page. That is, you are using Facebook, you are typing, you are saying I like this page, but that page doesn't go to the server. You write some comment and say that this image is very good. It doesn't go to the server. It automatically updates in the same in the same page itself. So technology moved. Then we came to Web 3.0. So we are talking about blockchain. We are talking about many other things also. Uh, Internet of Things. So many things. So when you look at the growth path of web technology, then you yourself will know that things have actually changed. So the thin browser is very powerful. It is not just showing you the page; it also has got the capacity to browse various scripts when it is coming. It can compile JavaScript, VB script, and many other things. So the potentiality is there. So you have to understand what is this thin client. If someone says thin client, then you should know what is it. Then we are talking about APIs. APIs are very important for you people, because whenever you go to any companies, APIs are important. APIs are nothing but it extends the functionality of the existing application. If you're using Microsoft Word, spell checker is not there in that. Spell checker is outside your Microsoft Word. So whenever you want to do a spell check, you call that application, get the service done, and say it's okay. But same spell checker is being used by PowerPoint. Same thing is done by other applications also. So what happens? The services, whenever you want, you have the service and leave it. It's like having a glass of water next to you when you're having food. Whenever you need, use the water and you fill it, and then. But it doesn't become mandatory to be there for every time you eat. When you want to use a service, and then you don't need it. And then earlier, the same technology was there 10 years back. It was called as a dynamic link library. It is called a linking that library and saying, now I don't need you. So then there was API plugins. So you're plugging it so that you want to extend the functionality of the application because it's not available in that particular product. Then you're doing that. So, so things have not changed. Only thing you have to get prepared with a few things. Like if I'm working on hybrid, if I want to, if the company is there, go to the company's website, and if there is a salary, is not a big issue because some companies have their salary fixed already, how much they need to give. If there is a startup company, it depends on the budget and how the client has been paying them, or the client really delaying, the client getting scared because there's a AI or something going to come, or he has to redesign some product. So there may be some little bit of a delay in getting paid, or the client releasing projects and things like that. But you have to be such a way that you have to add value for yourself. If you're tomorrow, if you are in Avaya Telecom, you should also be picked when there is Juniper's vacancy comes. When otherwise Cisco should take you up. There are many other things because they are also onto IP phones. They're also onto voice or IP. And second, you always have to question yourself is what is one-way communication and what is two-way communication, right? Okay. So I'm just sending some mail to someone. Yeah, it goes. That's fine. No, nothing to worry. That's going for last 20, 15 years. But then you have to sometimes keep thinking, hey, how does the Facebook work? How does the WhatsApp work? There's two-way communication. I'm also sending that person is sending. How is this going on the one bandwidth, right? So you have to question yourself. When you question, then you broaden your horizon. So then same thing, you have to know, okay, can I get any technology, can I get any analogy from the existing devices? I have a mobile with me for a long time. There were in 10 years, 15 years back, people never understood what was object-oriented programming. Today, everyone know object-oriented programming. Why it took so long for them those days? Because there was no analogy. There's nothing that I can say. Today, I can say that if I draw a circle, I can give it to Sonali. Sonali will take my code and make it a square, and that square can go by Pankaj and take it and make it a triangle, and then it go back and Mohammed will make it as an aeroplane. So if you just see that one single line of code has got a long life cycle where the law is just manipulating certain parameters, it has become a particular object. But there's also a hierarchy and there's also a derivation of the technology coming to it. So you need not have to worry about it. You have to say that okay, I need it. I need it and I have to know. If you're moving from one company to another company, go to the web page and see what they are into and assess your capability with that. See, ASTEP was the first training institute to introduce AI. I introduced AI long back, and I also put machine learning there, and those things because people get scared when they say AI. AI, you not have to get scared because AI is a name, but there are the artificial intelligence is a name, but there's many other derivations from that, um, mm, like but you have to know that machine learning is not separate; it's a subset of AI. Okay, then you have to come to business intelligence, which is there also a subset of machine learning. Then you have to go and find out other things like a linear algebra, statistics, and all that, which is going to again do some business related thing. So these are all subset of AI. So when you say I'm working for a company in the AI, I have to very specifically say that I'm working in a business analyst group. I'm working in a data analyst group. I'm working in a algorithm groups for machine learning, because that means when I say I'm in ML, then I'm doing something like open AI. That is, I'm trying to build a large language model. 10 years back, just like a small child, when he keeps growing, his language is very less. His vocabulary is very less. Then he doesn't know how to convert language. So when he goes up, he starts learning something in Kannada. Then his neighbor happens to be a Bengali. So when he keeps growing, he learns Kannada, he learns Bengali. Then when someone asks him in Bengali, he translates this in Kannada and tells his mother this. So what happens when the language model keep more building up from what you say like chat G3 2.0 to 3.0 to 4.0, then the language model also becomes a larger and larger and larger. Okay, and there's also a dictionary coming. There's also a lot of configuration parameters coming. There's a lot of transformation of language coming. So this the way technology is going. So four things you have to keep in mind. One is you have to know about API, you have to know about the networks, you have to know about AI, then you have to know about database. Databases, because one thing you have to know, when Amazon Web Services came, Amazon is not a software-based company. It was a company which was in e-commerce. When they came, later on, Azure came. Google Cloud came, then IBM Cloud came. But the first person was AWS, but they were not into the software. They are into e-commerce. But they had a robust system where the millions of transactions that was occurring on their purchase was high. The people when they return, when they give back the product in return for refund, that transaction was also high. And they also have to give a lot of innovative web pages where the customer can see the product in various dimensions before making a decision. So all this when became very fast, Amazon was making a lot of money. When slowly the technology also started being like if that server goes down, what will happen? So cluster computing came, cloud came. Then later on they wanted currency conversion. If someone in Bangalore wanted to buy a product and or the same person, brother or sister is in Dubai, they also want to buy and give something for the festival, then currency conversion was coming. So Amazon was one company which was highly robust and stable and was growing very fast. Then slowly came Microsoft. Now the question is, if you say that what will the company pay me the salary? If you are in a marketing person, if I am there in the marketing and I say that I am responsible for AWS, one more person is responsible for web services, Azure, other than Google Cloud. How will I sell that? How will I sell that product to the company? Because Amazon has already made a name. So it is tough. So I have to have a use case to build such a way that I can go and sell that product. Otherwise, if Amazon Web Services is there, none of the other leading vendor can sell the product because they've already established the system, but they also sell the product, right? So you should also sell yourself in the market because Bangalore is a place where there are highly reputed companies there. Every person in other states want to come to Bangalore so that he could get you will get a good job. And fourth one is standard of living. Please fall fine and the salary. Standard of living is if you are from Chennai with a salary of X and you want to come to Bangalore, it will be very difficult because you have a lot of overheads when you come to Bangalore. Okay, so you have to prepare well before coming here because your take home salary will be very less because your last salary drawn itself is less. Whereas a person who is in Bangalore, if he gets on 10,000 rupees per salary, next time if you go, he can go for 15,000 salary or 20,000 salary because he's in the same place and standard of living is high. Then the company feels that this person is a very important resource for the organization. Then based on the project duration, the project duration is very less. If the ASTEP says that this project has to be released next 2 or 3 months, the deadline is very high. So your knowledge, the talent, the skill should be very high. If ASTEP says that this project can be delivered in 2006, then you don't have to worry about the talent and the knowledge because you can learn slowly along with it, and so naturally salary will be less. So there are a lot of factors that you have to think before making any decision. But you have to make a bold decision. Once you go, you should come back. Okay, and always keep thinking that why should I not, why that person is getting more salary, why I'm getting so. You have to also think about the what is the nature of business that is today. They say that AI is very popular, so he's getting salary. So let him be get a good salary. But there's one more guy who is also in the AI who joined now, but he joined as a prompt engineer. So this guy is getting more because if I don't give a prompt properly, then it will become like a Google search engine. It'll convert English query into database query and then go and take something and give it to me. But he is doing on a prompt query which says that he's working on a prompt query that take the exact what he wants from the large language model and does a lot of algorithms at the back. So he's paid more. So because someone is paid more, don't think that he's paying more because that's a technology that is going to be there. And always see what is the technology for the next few years. Always add value for yourself. Okay. So as I said before, API web service is very important. Then you also have to know that little bit of markdown because if you're using API and you're going to have some postman thing like that, you're going to use all that small editor that people normally use it. And you also have to say what was there prior to API. Okay, that's also you have to think. Otherwise, you can't just go and say in the industry, I know REST API. That's why I don't know REST API. I want a SOAP API because SOAP API is still there in the e-commerce industry. Then you'll say, no, we don't have SOAP. Although they are request and response, but still it works through in a different way, like WSDL and UDD and all stuff. But they are still there. That's why always be prepared for one step behind, backward compatible and forward compatible. If you are saying that I can work with Microsoft Windows 11.0, Well, you also have to have one step behind of Microsoft 10.0 because there are many people who are still working 10.0. Tomorrow you go to some other company, become 10.0. You can't refuse saying that I can't work because I was working 11.0. You have to be very adjustable. And final thing is, don't go by salary. Salary is important, but the stability of the job is important. Because you will be asked by many people, why did you leave the job? Because if you work in a company, minimum 3 6 months are needed for you to even understand about the company, work on the product, gain knowledge about that product, and understand whether any similar products do exist. So that when you go to the next company, they'll ask you, why did you leave that company? Is there any similar products in the company? What was your role in the company? Because you only have been for 3 4 months or 6 months. Salary is not a criteria at all. Your experience and where you want to go next. That is very important. Okay. Higher the salary, higher the taxes. So not the issue, but you have to survive in the industry for a long time, right? See, COVID must have taught us a lot. So that's one issue. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. So I can take it.
Anyone? Sonali, Yashas, Sugandha, Neelam. You guys can also remove from mute and speak to
Mhm.
Chala if you have any questions. Chala, I think it will be good if we have a round of introduction for the students as well.
Myself, about me.
No, regarding the students,
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah. I think,
one by one, if they can remove from
yeah,
mute and talk to us, that will
yeah.
be great.
Can you just introduce yourself?
Yeah, just little bit, just your name
Mohammed
and where do you
Arias.
belong.
Yeah.
Sonali, Reyas, Yashas.
Nali, Sugandha, please come forward. Yeah.
Yeah, Sugandha.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
Hello, everybody. Myself Sugandha Upadhyay. Actually, I'm to be joining. So from 15th, I will be starting these classes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from mechanical background. I did my industrial engineering and diploma in mechanical engineering, and I am working for the parts. Means technical writing, but for parts.
Yeah. So most of that's what there was a question. It came to me. Now, what will be like? How much will it be for time when a person moves from aeronauticals to technical thing? See, one thing you have to understand that aeronautical is one product, right? And that product is an aeroplane or helicopter. And if all people go there, then if you come to a car industry or automobile industry, there are many components that are being manufactured and like for tire, their engine, glass, door, everything. So there are 4 5 companies that can give you job. So there is a possibility of all this coming in together. And because AE is there, you can work on, you can get a medical, you can get into healthcare, you can get into a database, you can get into telecom industry. You can also be part of a like a with a driverless car. There are many lot of potential in this. So I'm also working on some product for medical imaging. So seismic, uh, then you got image processing. So all this have a very high area of technology where you can get jobs. But if you just focus on one, what happens? If you, well, I don't know the domain now much, but then what happens if one person gets into the parts job? Tomorrow, if the company, tomorrow, like in COVID, I saw that some people, if when they come on the bench, when they come on the bench in the sense that once your project is over and then you come on the bench for the next project, and that happens to be aerospace again. And because of the COVID time, many of the people are not traveling much in the aeroplane. The aeroplane industry was a bit slack. So that gave a lot of fear. And then what happened is people are getting panicked. So I'm telling you, it should be there. The aeronautical should be a plus point for you because we don't know what else is going to come tomorrow. So we also saw telecom coming inside, right? We saw that Tata saying that they are providing internet services inside the aeroplane. So that was done by Boeing and Airbus. See, when the technology is coming there, what happens is there's no more physical analog devices. It's all going to be more of an IP enabled devices. Okay, this means it's going to be digital. Even if the banking wants to banking industry, banking, finance, and insurance, if you see, there's a lot of potential for technical writers as well as even for developers and technologists. So what happens is there's so much of transactions going on. So that's why I'm saying you always have to have a wider way of profile so that you don't get narrowed down. Because the amount of money that you have spent in building your career should at least give you half of it in the first few years itself. But then you have to also prepare yourself because there's more competition coming. So that's why I'm saying this coming into IT industry is not a much different. If you just learn, if you just get into a right project, forget about the salary. You can just take 1 year to just catch up with everything. If you just go to a company and take all our IP phones, then understand that phone. What is it? How does it do? That's all. So your network will come to you in a hand. Because you don't see any receptionist in the office today, right? No one says, please hold on, I'll transfer the call to that person. That person is not there in that desk. We don't have reception at all. Someone is there. So that's what I'm saying. Like mechanical engineering, all that. Always be prepared to learn something. There's a lot of things if you come into IT industry. Okay, so that's my area. Second, next one, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Neelam Kharge. I'm basically from Vikas, Sangli, Maharashtra.
Oh, great.
Actually, I have done my engineering in mechanical branch, and I have completed 4.5 years of experience in this mechanical industry, out of which 1 year I was working as a design engineer.
Mhm.
And after
Sir, good
3.5 years,
evening.
I have. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. And I have 3.5 years of experience in technical documentation, in which I was mainly responsible to create spare part catalog and create the uh, document control department. So I do not have any experience in technical writing, but I have just listened and heard about it.
Okay.
So
No, that's
is
what
this?
I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying, Nilam. Like you have been in this industry, so you know how the document processing case takes place.
Yeah,
But you
yeah,
now want to know how to use it. So you have to work
yeah,
on a product. So that product
yeah.
is going to be like something like, for example, you're not going to see that product sometimes. So suppose if I say, like I'm going to do some documentation for Uber or Ola, I don't know how
Okay,
you can't go and sit in the car and see how he's using it. So I have to use it. That's also one way of saying that you can develop a product, but you cannot see the product how it is being used. So like that, what happens is you have to take up any job and you have to catch hold of it and understand the domain knowledge of it. So-
okay.
okay.
My only question is that so the 4 to 12 weeks are enough to learn all these things related to IT form like
Yes,
API
yes, yes, yes.
and
Any day is good. Even for me, if I'm not prepared to learn this, I'll be absolutely tomorrow. Okay. See,
okay,
there is a saying which says stagnant water no loses a purity. Iron also is there, it will get rusted if it's not used. So if I say that I've got 15 years of experience in IT and I here, there, I worked in US, London, India, and all that. Now what you are doing is if they say, if I tell that no, I don't know cloud computing, I don't know network, then I'm not useful at all. My whole experience is gone. And I
yeah,
can't expect that salary what I got earlier because I'm not suitable now, then what is the use of having that salary structure? So that's why
yeah,
I'm saying even today also it's fine. See, who thought that Elon Musk will bring a reusable rocket? See, he became number one now. So something might happen tomorrow. Even ISRO could not do reusable rocket, even when they are there for last 30 years or something. So something might come tomorrow and then it will create a wave. From your side,
oh,
from Indian side, I'm telling you, all have to keep on updating so that you add value for your life. So that will also give you a timeline. Tomorrow, if your boss says, Neelam, can I get this by 5 o'clock today? Then if you say no, I don't have experience using that thing or writing the about thing or about in, then you can't depend on Google and ChatGPT. You have your
okay,
own timelines, right? Because
yeah,
your Jira ticket says that you are supposed to give it by Monday. Then what happens is when your boss says on the Friday that you have to give it, next day morning your boss will not say that he gave on Friday. He'll say last week. He'll say, Neelam, last week I gave you this, what happened? So anyone who hears will think that he gave on Monday of last week. He gave only on Friday. So these are management techniques that you have to follow, and then you have to keep on updating. My sincere advice. You have
oh,
Google, you got Google, you got YouTube. Choose the best faculty, best analogy, and get the fundamentals right. So that when you go to a new company and talk to someone, you are going to be evaluated based on the question you ask. Suppose you're coming and asking me something, and if I say, what is rocket? Then I know that you don't know about a rocket at all, then you can't get ISRO. If you come and say something like, I came to know about a reusable rocket from Elon Musk, and I have been working in ISRO for the last 4 years, then the way your question will give you a better answer. So at least for asking this question, my thing is, your interview is going to be just 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Prepare such a
Okay.
way that you get the job, because there's
Okay.
always a HR policy that if you leave a company, or if you don't do well in the interview, you cannot apply that company for the next 6 months. So look into all these aspects and prepare yourself. Don't think that
Okay.
it's not going to be useful or not. It is going to be useful. You see what the phone is going to come next, in after 6 months. So from where do they get the requirement? You must have seen that every time when you open Instagram or WhatsApp, there is a review which used to come. Did you like this application? Did you like this later?
Yeah.
So this review was already taken 2 years back, and a new mobile is coming after that. So it's not that because marketing people cannot go everywhere. You can see marketing people standing near the malls and giving a small slip and getting it. Maybe that may be from a Nokia, or that may be from Mahindra car services also. Based on those filling forms, they'll go to Mahindra. Mahindra will change some design in that and then bring it. And finally, you think that, oh, this is what I wanted, and Mahindra gave it, because they already are sitting in the mall and taking those review feedback from the people who are coming to mall. So you have to be very careful. It won't survive. If Tata, if you say, for example, I'll tell you simple. If you go from petrol and diesel vehicle to electrical vehicle, and you are the owner like Tata, will you what you want to ask me what will happen to my engine? What will happen to the carburetor? What will happen to petrol, diesel? Now where will I go and get this? What will happen to the inventory which was there earlier for for petrol, diesel? So the transition is very difficult. The same thing you will face now. Little there will be stressful. Little there will be stressful. Once you get into that 50% of it, then 50 you will finish off by yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to. That's very important. So see how
Okay.
YouTube works, how image is coming downloading fast. Earlier even if I download a movie and it suddenly it gets disconnected, I have to download the movie from the beginning. Today,
Yeah.
if you say it is downloading, which stops, next time it will start from the where it will resume from the where it stopped. So if you say the image rendering, or it was a progressive rendering now. Earlier it was not that way. It has to do from it. So technology changes, but when you use, you have to appreciate the technology. So in your case, I said that there's no age restriction for anything.
Okay.
There's no age restriction. You have to learn today. You have to learn today. Otherwise, you will become obsolete, and then your 4 years experience will go waste. Add value to that. This money you can add it in 6 months of your salary if you split. If you put 10,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees, then next salary if you get 1,000 rupees more, in just in 1.5 years you can take out this, but you learn a lot in the due course. Okay, so
Great.
that's very important. So I think. And anything more than Sugandha finishes? Sonali finished, right? Yasha,
Nilam.
Neelam.
Yeah. No. Done from my side. Thank you.
Okay.
Neelam, just to your question, I just want to add to that. That
Yeah.
basically the sessions are, designed that way because we have been doing this from a long time now. So
Okay.
there's not just, Chala and me who will be the mentors. There are other mentors as well. Okay. So everyone
Okay.
have their own timeline. So starting from all the basics that comes, related to the IT industry, then, getting into more detail in all the subjects like the Chala was detailing about. Then there are a lot of other aspects also related to your communication. So basically, the sessions will be structured in such a way that at the end of all these sessions, you will be ready to face all the interviews and you will be able to be ready for the job basically. Okay.
Okay.
And of course, after you get through interviews and you start working, and of course, the learning will continue from there on the job as well.
Yeah, correct.
All right. So don't worry about that because it's a small,
Yeah,
time that we all have. But all your basics and everything will be covered in that, and you will be job ready by the end of all the sessions. All right.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we are also covering this in our course. But only thing is, whenever you use something, ask yourself why you're using. For example, if you're using Paytm machine and paying someone, what is it called? It's called as decentralized. It's like IoT. So you have to think about it, and then you have to compare it with the UPI company and see what is it. Because we are not actually depending on Reserve Bank of India. We are not actually you going to ATM, taking the money and doing business of buying some apples or something. I am using something with my Paytm and then paying through Paytm and not with the cash. So I'm getting decentralized. So I can choose whichever Paytm machine I want, but I don't want to depend on a centralized server, centralized organization, right? So decentralized. So blockchain is decentralized. So that came in Web 3.0, and it came in 4.0 also. Then came the semantic web, which is Web 4.0, which means like if you say that Neela wants to go to US and she has booked a hotel, in between all the things will be taken care of. That is like which hotel you're going to stay, who will means picking up from you, then your air tickets. There will be a lot of other services which will come. Which food you want, whether you want vegetarian food or not, all this will get aggregated, and then you'll be taken care of from here till there. Earlier it was not there. Earlier you come from Bangalore, get on Pune, and then ask someone where is a vegetarian food here. Then I'll say you go back to 2 kilometers this side, and then you'll have veg. Now it is not. It is schematic. It means it is aggregating of all the services what you need and given to you. So from 1 to 5, 4 we have come. So that then you have to learn from 2 to 4 at least. When you learn from 2 to 4, then your job is there. Your job is there. Absolutely no issue. So that means learn anytime. You will get a at least once in a month you have to learn something. So in 12 months you will learn a lot.
Yeah. So just one question, one more question. Just want to ask. We will hire as a fresher or experience in this.
Which one?
Hello.
Yeah.
After the interview and all the process,
Huh.
if I get selected, so
Yeah.
I I I just want to ask. We will hire as a sorry. I will hire as a fresher or experience.
See, it depends on. Actually, you see,
Okay.
it depends because see, if you don't know that you can go as a fresher. Okay, but you know about it, then you're going to be. But what is the job role? Uh,
Okay.
what does the organization want after taking? They may give you some training for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, make you par with that experience, and then they'll put you in the project.
Okay.
But anytime that company is a new company, so I'll be a fresher only. But if the requirement is for a experience, then I should have 2 years or 3 years experience on that particular job for which they have asked for. So I don't know. So that way you have to compromise. But you should be more worried about the salary. Whether a fresher or a new, whether my salary will be the same. The salary is the same. You can be fresher or you can be experienced also. No problem.
Okay.
Because your overheads are there. Then you don't.
Okay.
Always go to the state of the company they are doing. Then you'll come to know that okay, there are scope for you for various projects, the technology, processes, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
So Sonali, Yashas, any one of you want to give your introduction? Sonali, Yashas, are you able to hear us?
Sir, good evening.
Yeah.
Hi, Yashas.
Yeah.
Good
Hello,
evening.
sir.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
able to hear. Yes.
Sir, myself Yashas GV, sir.
Hmm. Tell me.
Hello. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yeah. You are audible.
Am, am I audible, sir?
Yes. Just check your
Hello.
whether you are in mute. Mute. I'm able to hear your voice.
Yashas, are you able to hear us? Are you still there? I think he has some issue with the communication.
Yeah, I think so.
Sonali, can you hear us? Can you remove from mute and give us a short introduction?
Yeah. Sonali Malik.
Sonali, No, I don't think she is also connected. Oh, she's there. Hi, Sonali. Yes, we can hear you now.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
My name is Sonali. I'm
Yeah.
from Kolhapur, Maharashtra.
Okay.
I have completed my MProf aerospace technical publication in ASTEP. After that, I placed in TAD technology. Then there
Okay.
I have gained 2.5 year experience.
Okay.
I have one question.
Okay. So, okay, good. So you're from where?
Now,
You're from where in Maharashtra?
yes, Maharashtra.
Okay. Your voice was
I have
breaking.
one question. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, Sonali, you can ask.
If we want to switch to that software technical
Yeah.
writing,
Hmm.
uh, then uh, then what to do?
No, no. Once you shift to software technical writing, you will be going for a job related to software technical writing.
Uh, yes.
Got it? Because there are many domains, there are many technology there where you will get job. Be it
Yes.
any industry, because based on if you're mechanical, then based on that you have many things, and also you've got a lot of other new domains. Today it will you have to learn something so that the same situation what happened COVID will not happen again. So you have to be prepared now. Okay. So
Okay.
don't,
Okay.
yeah. So since you're already there in publishing, they're not there because the same question is also there for many leading vendor products across India. There are some people may be using that product or not this product, and so they have the same features and functionality, but they're of the same from the same domain. Like for example, Adobe is there, Microsoft is there, FrameMaker is there. Many other companies are there developing similar product and functionality, but everyone have to sell it. But when they sell it, then we use it and gain knowledge from there. Then later on, we build our career on based on their products. So that's why start using and always try to learn something new every week or every month. So add
Yes.
value to your profile. So at least you don't have to learn anything. Like if you're very good in Java programming, object-oriented programming, try to learn .NET programming yourself because that's also an object-oriented programming. So you try to learn. Otherwise, you you just go get into LinkedIn and things like that and learn something about awareness about the cyber cafe and cyber security and all this stuff. Learn more because you have a mobile device in your hand. You got around 80. You're having around 30, 40,000 rupees worth of mobile, which has got all the potential in that. So from that you know what is the communication, what is correspondence, what is the entertainment, or what is the so if you see that how the data is getting pushed by itself to your mobile, how the server is pushing, just like morning newspaper you want to read every day, you don't want to go and buy the paper, but you want the newspaper industry to push the headlines of the paper on your system every day. You don't want to go and log into newspaper timesofindia.com. You're telling the server to push. So there are technologies like that which says that okay, you get connected once, I'll push it for you. And then same thing like a Google. Take Google Gmail account and see how Google works. What are the database servers they are using? Just take one and do. You don't have to go to Azure and other them. If you know one, the company which is recruiting will be trained for that. But they want to know at least you are familiar with those terms. If you just say I'm saying you when to use a database, when to do storage, if I don't know the difference between storage and database, then that itself is fundamentally wrong. So I have to be very clear about what is storage and what is database. That's important. Like I can't say Microsoft Word. I want to save the file. I can't say I want to store the file. I won't say. So there are certain difference in those terminologies which you have to take care. But be prepared that it's always in the next 3-4 months, and technology will change a lot, and there will be more people coming out from the colleges also. So keeping the age factor and keeping the knowledge, please hold on to your company wherever you are and try to build your career on that.
All right. We also have Rayesh on the call. Hi,
Yes.
Rayesh. Can you give your introduction, Rayesh? And also,
Yeah,
I believe you have a blog which you wanted to present.
yeah. I will share.
So,
Yeah.
show
Okay,
is all yours.
I introduce myself. Basically, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Pankaj and Shala Prabhu.
Yeah.
My name is Muhammad Yas, and I am from Tiruchi, part of Tamil Nadu. I
Okay.
graduated in aeronautical engineering in 2022
Mhm.
with my big dream of contribution to the aerospace industry. My first job was in aircraft maintenance at Airworks in Kochi.
Okay.
Some of you know, I think. But during that time, I found myself questioning if I was on the right path or not. That
No,
confusion.
no. Yeah, what you say is correct. See, I'm also from Chennai. I'm also from Trichy only, but I'm in Pune for quite 20 years. My question here is, when you have to, whenever, if from Chennai, when I come to Pune, there are many guys in Pune whom the company can take, right? They
Yeah,
need not have to call me from Chennai and take here. So you should have some value added to you.
yeah, right.
And at the same time, whenever you get your more salary, you have to always defend that salary with the knowledge and skill. The company should not always think that if I want to give Muhammad Riaz 1 lakh rupee per salary, they should give 1 lakh rupees of salary because they have the talent, knowledge, and salary. If the company thinks instead of giving Mohammed Riaz 1 lakh salary, can you not give 10,000 rupees for 10 people and then get 10 people for my work done? Then you that means you are somewhere your knowledge, the talent, the skill is not becoming irrelevant and you are becoming more overhead.
Yeah, right.
Because what happened, your 15 years of career plus your experience, all this may not is not giving you confidence. So you're thinking that, "Oh, should I change? If a change is going to be now, right? So you have to change it immediately. But you have to always sell with the previous experience also. One thing I'll tell you, there are a lot of people procuring Air India aeroplanes and all now from Tata and Indigo and all that. Fine, but then that will give you. But sustaining is very important,
Mm,
and the way you are trying to maintain your standard of living is important. Mm,
okay.
and then some attitude issues and all that stuff, because if you should not disturb your profile very much. If you disturb your profile, then what happens, you get more stress and then you get worried. So you
Mm,
already put so many years of service, you put experience in aerospace domain. Now you are coming here. Now from this you have to take little bit from there also. What are the IT related thing that you found in your aerospace, and you have to project that particular thing, because in question in the interview they'll say, tell me something about yourself. If you say I was maintaining in aerospace, you have to say I was fascinated by some IT related thing in aerospace, so I made my, and so I want to progress more in IT related stuff, so I came this side. That should be the way of telling. Instead of telling that I want to shift totally, then becomes wrong.
okay.
Basically it's all playing with words, that's all.
Okay, I understood. I understood.
Okay, so
Basically, I worked as a software developer in ASTEP also. I completed my technical writing course previously 6 months before here.
okay, okay.
Now I work as a software developer here.
Hmm.
Uh, Turning point brought me to ASTEP, right? Because Joshua Kirwagaran, as ASTEP founder, he only guide me to push me into some live project in ASTEP,
Hmm.
some Bosch project in ASTEP. After that, I completed that project. I knew how to do the software company work, how to connect with clients and everything. And now I am do the software developer works at ASTEP.
Okay, okay.
This is my turning, and that's how I write the blog in.
Yeah, because see, when you're writing a code, so when you're writing a software code,
Yeah,
you will write some notes there telling that what that particular code is doing, right? So the
yeah,
next time, suppose if you're not there in Astep tomorrow and I come and
right,
come to Astep and take your code and read, I should be in a position to know what you have written there. So
right, right.
if you written the 5 6 lines there in that source code, then I'll know that, oh, you're doing some, you're right, you have written this program somewhere, and this particular values are trying to get output from some other parameters. So
Right.
you will also write a source code documentation, no? Because 2 lines of a code you'll write, right? So you
Yeah,
have to tell that I used to write a lot of source code documentation. It is not that only when the product comes out that I have to write a documentation and give it to someone. Your code, which is a 1,000 line of code, I should be able to know what it is doing. So every 10 lines of code, you'll write something telling what this code is doing. Then based on that, I'll understand the code and say, okay, that means this person is trying to get some response, some value from some other program's output, right? And it's like one man expenditure is another man's income. See, if the bus conductor wants to earn some money, I have to spend something in my from my pocket to get the ticket, right?
Right.
So my expenditure of that 10, 50 rupees is going to be the business for the company, and then the company is going to pay the salary to the bus conductor. So one man's expenditure is another man's income. So if somebody wants to pay you more, if they want to pay you around 10,000 rupees per day, per month for you, you have to give the company 40,000 rupees at least, right?
Yeah, right.
So if you're asking a company, I want 1 lakh, then the company will say that I have to get at least 5 lakhs worth of output from you. So
Right.
then you should have the domain knowledge. So transition is always easy. It'll take some time. It's a lot of stress for related the thing. But if you catch it up, it's easy.
Okay.
You have to because today you have the resources with you. You can learn. You have YouTube with you. If you don't like, if you can't understand what ASTEP is teaching, you can go to some other YouTube and get a good faculty and learn. But knowledge will you can get a result then and there itself. You go to ChatGPT and type something that I need this. ChatGPT gives you in 2 minutes, where it gives you a content for 6 years, content for 10 years, content for 40 years in the same domain knowledge. But I won't be able to write three different documents for three different people of the same domain. So when that can do, then we have to do. Otherwise, we have to be very careful then. No software manual is written for different people. The software manual is written for a uniform for a client. That's all. The client does not say that this document, like some documents are there where if I say that moment, if you know C++ and have experience of four years and above, then read this article. It doesn't say that none of the documents say that. Document says take this and learn C++. I have to say if you have 3 years of experience, then take this book. If you have 10 years of experience in C++, then you can go for the Java book. See, that book itself, that one thing itself will differentiate what type of knowledge you are having and how much you can understand from that book.
Understood.
So that's the thing here. So we have to give to the company end of the day. So if I get a salary of 10,000, I have to give at least 40,000 worth of things to the company. Only then they'll give me, right? So that means your knowledge it should be there, but don't worry about transition. Transition will take time. Transition will take time because the new things are coming now. It is stabilize, but at least become aware of it because from the interview perspective, they are not going to give you a job. They are going to evaluate and assess whether can I take this person, whether he knows the technology, whether can we put him on a long project or whether short project, or should we take him now or should we wait for the next project to come. So they have a lot of things to make a decision before they give you a job. So when you go there, then it's finished. So that knowledge only you need now. Okay. So if you will drive a Maruti 800, it doesn't mean that a BMW car is also same. Because there are a lot of features in between, features and functionality in between those vehicles. Otherwise, the Mercedes-Benz will also be compared to Maruti 800. No, it won't be that way. So you have to be when you go from Maruti 800 to BMW, you have to have so much of value with you. So move on, because 99% of the car is the same. Somewhere 10%. That's what you want to add value to your resume. Add it. Don't waste time.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Am
Ah,
I audible?
yes.
Sir,
Yes.
myself, Yashas GV
Ah,
from Bengaluru, sir.
ah.
I have completed my BTech Bachelor of Technology in Mechanical Engineering from Jain University in 2022.
Yeah, okay.
Sir, after that, I got an opportunity to join as a graduate apprenticeship trainee with Bharat Electronics Limited, Jalali, Bangalore.
Really. Yeah. Ah,
So I was working as an apprenticeship trainee, and I applied for a foreign student visa, sir.
okay.
So I got a visa to travel to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada,
Mm-hmm.
for my management, that is a business commerce, Master
Mm,
of Business Administration course.
mm, mm.
So after that, I stayed there. I attended a college university, and then I couldn't stay back anymore after 1 year because of extreme weather
Yeah, it's very
conditions.
cold. It's very cold. Yeah.
Yes, sir, very cold. So I unfortunately my parents asked me to return to India.
Okay.
So I came back. Now
Yeah.
I'm joined Reva University in Bangalore for my master's in engineering and technology, that is machine design.
Mhm.
Uh,
Hmm.
Sir, actually, I was wondering if you are going to recruit as a for a master degree holder after I graduate, you are going to consider experience or as a fresher. What is the priority you are going to give,
See,
sir? Because
one thing is it will show that you're overqualified, right? And second thing is you've got a lot of knowledge, and knowledge should be properly mapped to the requirement in the company. So with this knowledge, if you're going to telco, then telco will have some areas where you will be fitting there. But okay, so if you go to Mahindra, it will be there. So it depends on the what type of company you are going inside. But then if you're moving to this particular software technical writing and all that, after so many years, then you can go inside, then you can still write some documents for them. Documents are some that even you can share some knowledge. But what the question you will be asked, I don't know, because because you have already you already did from JNU University. It's a very good university. You went to Vancouver, it's minus 40, 50 degrees, minus 40. So it's so cold there. And then you have come back here. Then when you find a job here, then you have to prove, you have to tell the organization, the interview, that I went through your webpage. I saw the couple of areas of my interest. I think I can fit there. You can tell them. Because the interviewer doesn't know, because the interviewer who is taking itself must have come to that organization maybe 2 years back or 3 years back. But you are telling him that that is one thing called, like for example, if I saying that I'm coming after, I'm going to a company, then they are saying, do you know about finance? I said, no, I don't know much about the finance. Then suddenly said, no, we want some finance. Then I can tell him, no, I saw something like a service-oriented architecture, some SOA thing is going on. Can I be suitable there because in my company I worked on SOA. That's the way I can catch the job. Similarly, you have to tell in which area you can fit into the company. Instead of waiting for the company to bring the ad, you can tell them where you can go into it, right? So
yes,
you
sir.
can go on the LinkedIn. You can go on the LinkedIn and find out the people of your caliber and your talent. Just get connected to them, and then those people are the guys who are within the organization, right? So you may not go to the organization, take a gate pass, and go and meet them, but you can at least get connected to LinkedIn because that'll be good.
Sir, they're asking 1 year experience for a MTech graduate to apply for a technical writing course. It's either in IT domain or aerospace.
Yeah, that
So,
one year, why they ask you 1 year is because they want to know whether you know the documentation policy. Well, because you must know that there are other people also working in that taking letter, and you're going to be part of them also. And they would also be asking you what's your salary, and then you will be working. But now 1 year is so that because there are some tools which are needed. See, I may be saying, talking about Microsoft Word, no one will be using Microsoft Word. But there are 90% of the people still using Microsoft Word. But they'll say, I want Oxygen XML. Someone will say, I want API documentation. Do you know Postman? Someone will say, do you know Swagger? So these things and all, you can't sit and learn unless you join somewhere and know how it is written. Only then you can say, I can write API document. I can write this. I can then, well, you don't have anything. And then if you just keep verbally thinking, that it is a API means it is like a server it is like a server in a hotel where he is able to communicate between the chef and the client who is sitting there. Those things are okay. Or if I say that if I've got I've got an iron box from Vancouver, and you have an iron box here also. When you want to when you want to press a close, only one person can use that socket because you are from Vancouver, you can't use it. So I want to have an API. I want to have a connector. Using that connector, I can use in India. So if I tell that, that's fine. If I say spell checker, it's fine. But you have to go to the API, see the code and see what are those parameters, what I need to do, how to check, where is the database, how will I simulate, uh, right? I have to get
yes,
all
sir.
so that's what if suppose I go to a company and say how many people name was starting with a Y, it will say 20. Tomorrow it should say 8. Tomorrow, so how will you fetch the data? You need to know SQL language, right? Or you have to know
That
push,
is true,
pull,
sir.
post, and all something from the API you have to know. So that's what I'm saying. That 1 year is basically for them to say that hey, we are safe in recruiting this guy because we knew that he knew all this little stuff. Rest he can pick it up.
All right, sir.
That's what I'm saying because
Thank you so
so you
much.
should not get worried about it. 1 year is like if you say 1 year, what do you want from that 1 year? You have to ask him.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
your
you. Yeah,
Uh,
because you should not get dejected, you should not get frustrated, because you have worked in some of the best institutes.
Thank you, sir.
Hmm. So all are done, right?
Sugandha, I have a question.
Yeah. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt.
if
Actually,
that's fine. I need to drop, so I'll be dropping Chala. I need to
Okay.
go somewhere. All right.
Yeah.
So you can address Sugandha's
Yeah.
question, I think, right?
okay. Yeah.
Thank you
Last
so much.
question. Yeah, Mr. Prabhu sir.
Yeah.
Actually, I am working from the last 7 to 8 years as a SME. Okay, whatever trainings we have to deliver to the new joinees. Okay, advanced and basic. The scope of the
Advanced and
training.
basic of what?
Yeah.
Advanced and basic of what?
Trainings related to softwares and whatever for documentation related
Okay.
softwares are there.
Okay.
So I am delivering those trainings. So
Okay.
are these type of jobs are available with these?
Yes, they are there.
Because what happened along with the technical writing, I worked as a SME. Okay. So I like to do, means as a trainer, I am working that job. I like it.
Yeah.
So these type of opportunities are there
The
or not?
opportunities are there. See, if you say
Okay.
if you go somewhere and tell I'm a SME, then they'll
Yeah.
think you are a subject matter expert. Then they'll ask you
Okay.
subject matter expert of what? Then if you
Yeah.
say training, then you are a subject matter expert of training, then it shows the training in what? Then again it
Okay.
has to come whether it is a desktop level software, or it is going to be a client server
Okay.
software, or it's going to be a cloud based software.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
have to
Because
you have to
as
make
you
this.
said before some time
Hmm.
that whatever related jobs we are doing, if
Hmm.
related to that we will be doing, then that will be related experience.
Yeah. Then
Right?
you can correct. Then you
Okay.
have to find out which company is giving that. See, for
For which
example, if you
company?
are working in telecom domain and you have some telecom related stuff that you are a SME there and giving training,
Okay.
you go to Cisco. Cisco is into telecom. You go to Avaya in telecom. If you go to Alcatel Lucent, they are in telecom. But you won't come
Okay.
to database. You won't come to Oracle, because Oracle will be
Okay.
different. But you know Oracle, you can come to Oracle, Sybase,
Okay.
Grace, MySQL, and all this stuff. So where you
Okay.
are, you have to know. But it's
Yeah.
there. It's there. It is there because every company needs a knowledge
Every
sharing.
company needs a different training because the scope of the stuff is related to that company only. We
Correct.
cannot use that stuff
Correct.
to other.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's good.
They have the
Understanding
training
is
material. They
there.
have the training material.
Right.
If you say that I can take training, then that's a different thing, because they will give you the training and then
Yeah.
you will take the training, or you will manage
Right.
a training department. You will also know what all service level agreements and all are needed
Right.
for external people to come and talk and all. Those things will be there. Training is
So,
there in every company. Be it
yeah.
Infosys or
Okay.
Wipro or anything, if 2,000 people are there, they will have training, because they have to train for the future
Right.
projects which are coming.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's what. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it is there. It is there.
Yeah. Uh, I also wanted to travel, so can I
Yeah,
drop?
we'll go. We'll disconnect. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Nice
Yeah,
to
thank you.
talk to
Thank you so
you,
much.
Mr.
Thank you.
Prabhu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much. All the best. Take care.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Be bold.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, you can quit.
So wanted to travel, so can I drop? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you can quit.
So wanted to
No, thank you guys. We'll end the call. If you have any queries, just ask me on a WhatsApp. I'll relay them to all. Okay. So thank you. Bye bye. We'll end the call now.